Greetings, Geishlings. Geish Prime here with my live reaction of Mashle, Magic and Muscles, Chapter 91. Okay, continue on from last chapter where Mash, finally is free and he is combating Levi with his electromagnetism powers, dual magics, and all that stuff. Still no explanation to why he has two different wands and magics, but my theory still stands is that it's a lineage thing where they were compatible magics, so they just inhabit him at the same time. Anyway, the title is Mash Bernadette in the Magnetic Armor. Okay. Let's see. So you knocked him back, but it didn't kill him or end him. You're rubbish. I will never accept. Oh, he's getting a third line. An idiotic clown like you. A third line? Is that iron sand? Uh-oh. Summon. Adamus, god of magnetism. Okay. It's a pretty cool looking armor. I like it. Armored murder form. What? Armored murder form? Okay. Fucking edgelord. Magnet armor. You can't defeat me. It's impossible. So I guess it functions just like every other time. Where you just attract. Yep, because he's got north on his fist and he's got south on Mash's cheek. Attract. And Mash counters with his own punch. But oh, he's using same polarities there. My armor shifts its own magnetic pull to attract and repel my opponent at will. Oh, so you don't even have to say it. As a result, my attacks never miss, which in turn render me impervious to assault. This isn't a fight. It's an onslaught, a textbook case of the strong overpowering the weak. Okay, continues to punch and bash and kick. You can't win against the summons. Oh. So it's a new form of magic we're actually saying. Okay. Its power is next level. Wait, he said Adamus. So instead of like a normal weapon, he makes armor instead. And Adamus was... I think he was a Greek god because Ragnarok made mention of it as well. So yeah. So this is the third person our fourth person we've ever seen that unlocked a third line and a third line weapon. So your wands became this armor. That's why he hasn't been holding them. I forgot about that little fact. Let's see here. The magnetic force of this armor is several times greater than most magic. What? You'll never break it, and therefore you'll never defeat me. So just stand there while I beat you to death. Okay. I have to win. It's interesting that this is the first one we've ever seen that wasn't a weapon. So I'm assuming maybe someone will form a shield at some point. I have to win. I don't care what it takes. I need to win. Oh, shit. He had a twin brother. And is this their non-existent father? You two are poised and stand at the top of this world. Use whatever means necessary to maintain your position at the very best. As the very best, not at the very... That didn't make sense. Dad as much as controlled the country. He was always at the head of everything. We, his twin sons, well, you weren't really twins, but one of you had an eye patch. Didn't explain that either. Oh, God, don't fucking tell me that to complete everything, one of you had magnetism, the other one had Electromagnetism? You absorbed your brother and stole his magic and maybe his life. Um, are practically destined to earn a top spot by birth. We received the most thorough education from the best teachers. Our curriculum included both theoretical and practical magic, governing and statesmanship. I worked myself to the bone to absorb it all, because failure to be anything less than the absolute best meant punishment. You get the rod! But anyway, but I could never be the best because of my brother. Oh, Mr. Two Eyes is better than me. So that's what my older brother was better than me in every way. As a result, I faced constant punishment. Oh, he got the rod quite a lot. Um, every scar on my body deepened my hatred for him. I obsessed over how I could topple him, just to avoid the pain. It turned out I didn't need to try that hard. After a time, the tables turned. Oh. He got the shit slapped out of him. And my brother wound up receiving the punishments once reserved for me. He said to me, "This is because I'm weak. But you're strong. Don't become like me, all right? Do it for the both of us." What? His health declined after that. I couldn't stand watching as he grew weaker and weaker, even though I knew the truth, that he'd lost for my sake. I was too scared to stand up to my father. I'm weak. That's the real reason I have to use anything and everything I can to keep winning. If you're not standing at the top, you get used, abused, and trampled on. Well, your father's kind of doing that regardless. He's abusing his standing. He's using you to maintain the family's power, and he's trampling on you in terms of punishments for not doing those things or allowing those things to happen. So he is a bastard. Winning's all that drives me. No one else's aspirations can even compare. Even bruised and bleeding, I'll use any means necessary. Anything if it means I won't lose, so you gained your brother's powers. And Mash just fucking... your armored arm. What? He timed his attack to connect with his opponents. Oh, and he's done it to the other. He's breaking you up all the way. People like you disgust me. People who talk like the world's some wonderful place. But you're tough enough to make it work. Thanks. Oh. Mash just headbutted him. And ended the fight. So in the end, you appreciated Mash for what he is. Not for... in terms of like, oh, you're no magic. Ooh, you're no match. You're weak. It's like, no, you're strong. Stronger than the world might be able to handle. You'll make it work. So, But yeah. Okay. So, fourth, thirdest spell we've ever seen, where they summon a weapon using their wand. Though we didn't fully get explanation to what happened to his brother. But we can infer, like I was mentioning, like he either stole the magic from somebody, or that it was like, two compatible magics that kind of, a genetic thing where he got both. Kind of think of, well, they weren't super compatible, but it works out in the end, I guess, with, like Shoto Todoroki. He has ice and fire because of his parents' quirks. So this could have been another situation like that. But presumably he stole his brother's magic because by any means necessary. Um, but then it makes me wonder about the armor. Like, how does the magic really work? Unless maybe they had, like, because they were both, one was electromagnetism and the other one was just magnetism, and you just supercharge it. But then how do the spells work? Because presumably they would have been separate things, right? But that brings even more reason to why his was Adamus, because that is like the one god I think that was like wrote out of history. So I'm actually going to look that up. This is the second video I've looked something up in the middle of the process. So let's see here. Did not spell it right. Let's see here. Adamus, mythology, Greek mythology. Oh, he was I don't know how to pronounce that. Pirate again? During the Trojan War. Son of Asius and brother of another name on. Okay, so historically not the same as what I originally thought, but okay, still works. Um, so yeah, maybe that's the whole reason. But then I was like, you mentioned the brother and a son, so that's probably where the connection with him is coming into play. It's like his brother was, where he gained his abilities, and then his father was, the king in the historical context, but then, or the mythological context, and then, his father is like the head of the Bureau of Magic, so yeah, King, Bureau of Magic head, yes, comparable. So yeah, but okay. I rather enjoyed his magic. The fact that it was like it was done in form of like changing at will to always keep him at the advantage, where he didn't have to be like attract, repel, retract, repel, kind of deal all the time. That kind of got a little boring, and just annoying. So that he's still doing the same dog and pony show, but at least he's not having to say it every single time. So I'll give points for that. So yeah, and also the fact that it's the first summons that wasn't a straight up weapon; it was armor. So then this gives like shields, maybe pieces of armor or something, helmets. There's a lot of potential here now, which then will diversify, things. But then that, no, we've already seen it. I was going to say, it's like, what happens to people that have like weapon styled magic? How does this work? But we've literally seen this in the form of rain. So, yeah. Then that wasn't even a theory. So yeah, but anyway, overall, pretty good chapter. I like that Mash is still overcoming all the foes, even though this one was one of the ones that was probably the hardest to kind of deal with for a little bit, or one of the harder ones to deal with. So good on him. And we got to see a cool new magic spell. Got the backstory to finally explain the two kinds of magic and the two wands situation. And also to find out that Levi maybe wasn't the worst person in the world, as he might have wanted us to believe. He actually kind of accepted Mash in the end, which is a thing that, yeah, who really saw that coming? But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, let me know your own thoughts and opinions on this. Anything I misunderstood, please let me know down below. Check out my other content, see what you like, suggest things for the future. including Undead Unluck, Fire Force, and Dr. Stone. They should all be up sometime today. So, yeah. Links down below for all my social media so you can keep up with my content and have ways to contact me. I stream on Twitch where I do gaming, and I'll tweet out when I go live. Part of the One Punch Man podcast on Grim Reaper's channel, so go check that out. And as always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Quiche-lings. Later days and electromagnetic armor. Interesting.